Everybody, well today's video is going to be a haul video. So these are items that I've actually purchased over the last few weeks and I've gathered them together so I can share them with you. So the first thing that I want to share with you is I purchased the Obagi Nu-Derm The Gentle Cleanser. So I've been watching a lot of videos and reading a lot about the Obagi system, and it's a really expensive investment. So I decided that before I was going to go and buy the whole line, and I do understand that they recommend that you do the whole line together and not use products individually. So I had some points at drugstore.com, so I decided to use them and to give this a try, so I got it for a better price, and it's 6.7 fluid ounces. So initially for me, I think it's an okay cleanser. I don't like the gel consistency, I don't like the scent, but it is very gentle on my skin. I haven't had any type of reaction to it whatsoever. But I think for the price, I'm not sure that if I did go ahead and decide on doing the whole Nu-Derm system, whether I would stick to using their cleanser or their toner, which I've also heard that a lot of people don't use the cleanser or the toner when they do the whole system. So I'm going to give it a try for another week or so, and then I'll let you know what my final feeling is on the cleanser and whether or not I'm going to go ahead and purchase the whole system. So I've really been on the lookout for a new primer, preferably something without silicone, although I really do think that I need to be using a silicone. I think I need to find something that will react well with my skin, because I think when you do use a silicone primer, your makeup definitely goes on nicer and stays longer. Today I'm actually trying out the Hourglass primer. I was up at Sephora yesterday and asked for a sample. $52 for a primer just seems so outrageously expensive to me. So I just wanted to really give it a try to see if it was really what everybody's been saying. I've heard a lot of really good reviews about it. So I'm trying that out today, and I'll let you know what I think about that and whether or not I decide to go ahead and purchase it. But in the meantime, I bought the Tarte Recreate. Now this is a non-silicone primer, and I like this a lot. This is really, really hydrating. So I will caution those of you that are more towards the oily side. I would definitely listen to some reviews from people that have used a product that have oily skin, because I'm guessing that between your skin producing more oil and this being so hydrating, that I think that you'll have an issue with your foundation staying on. But for me, because I use normal to dry foundations, this is really nice and hydrating, and I think I'm especially going to like it in the winter months when your skin starts to get a lot drier. I think it's going to really keep it really nicely hydrated. So I'm going to also use this for the next few weeks, and I'll do a separate review on it also. So the next thing I want to share with you is, I know you're not going to believe it, but I did not own a MAC 109 brush. So I went out and purchased a 109. So the reason that I purchased it is I've been watching Nautical But Nice One, Giada. I don't know if you've seen her videos or not, but I'll put a link down below. She does the best tutorials, and she uses the Chanel bronzer a lot, and she applies it with the 109. As a matter of fact, I think Lisa Eldridge also uses the 109 when she uses the Chanel bronzer. So I went out and purchased it. I love my Chanel bronzer, but I can't tell you that I really have had the best applicator for it until I got this brush. This is absolutely the best. It fits perfectly in the container for swirling around and getting out just the right amount of product. It fits perfectly on my face for contouring, and I absolutely love it. I'm really planning on keeping it just for that bronzer. That's how great a match that I think it is, and I might have to maybe get another one if I decide that I like it for using for something else. So the next thing I want to share with you is I went out and I purchased the Maybelline Eyestudio gel eyeliners. Now, I had spoken to you before about using the Bobbi Brown for tight lining, which I really like the product a lot, but I have heard a lot of reviews on the fact that it dries out really quickly. So you get 3 grams of product for $21, and it's really a lot of product. I can't imagine using it fast enough that it won't dry out. Now this one happens to be the Cobalt Ink. It's sort of like the deep navy blue color, which is a beautiful, beautiful shade. So I was concerned about that, and I wanted to see if I could find a drugstore dupe. So I bought this Maybelline. It's also 3 grams, although if you see, I don't know if it's going to, you can see it this way, it's sort of an optical illusion, but this is a much smaller container than the Bobbi Brown, but it's exactly the same amount of product. And so I've decided to do a test. What I'm going to do is, the Maybelline comes with this brush, which is actually a perfect brush for tight lining. It's just the right shape, the right size, it's flat, it really works well. So what I've decided to do is I'm wearing the Maybelline in my right eye and the Bobbi Brown in my left eye, and I'm going to do that for a few days, and I'm going to test out to see what I think. The Maybelline is 3 grams for $7, and I also bought it on buy one, get one at 50% off, and I purchased it in Eggplant, and I'm hoping that this is going to show on this camera. Such a beautiful color. I'm not really big on doing black eyeliner. I find that it closes my eye in too much, but this is just enough definition with the Eggplant, and against the green eyes, it's really, really pretty. So the next thing I purchased is the Lipfusion Infatuation. And I showed you that this summer that I picked out a color that I really loved, and then I ended up, when I picked it out on the counter in the box, that it was the wrong color was in the wrong place, and I ended up with like a really dark reddish color. So I went back and I got the color that I wanted, which is La Lip Jolie. I wonder who they named that after. It's a beautiful pink shade. Now when you see it in the container, it looks more like a bubblegum or a candy type of pink. It's not. It's really, really sheer. It won't even show on the brush that way. It still shows as being pretty dark, but it's absolutely a beautiful color. I put this on in the beginning when I'm doing my makeup before I have anything on to let it plump up my lips, and then I actually use a little bit afterwards depending on what color. If I'm in the, of course, in the pink and the purplish color family of lipsticks, I use this as a lip gloss also. It's a great, great product. So the next thing I want to share with you is, I'm not going to do a review on it, but I am going to just share with you that I did buy it. It's the Peter Thomas Roth, the Instant Mineral SPF in 45. Now there have been a ton of reviews on this, so if you really do want to know more about the product, you can definitely Google it through YouTube and you'll see other reviews on it. But the reason that I bought it is that because I've had another TCA peel done, I have to be really careful with my skin. It's once you have any type of procedure like that done, TCA, a dermabrasion, or even any of the at-home over-the-counter procedures that you do, your skin is really much more susceptible to being burnt from the sun. Even though if I'm here on the East Coast and the sun of course is different than it is in the summer, it's still strong enough that I have to be really careful. So I purchased this primarily to leave this in my car, because even though I start out the beginning of the day putting on plenty of sunscreen and I never use anything less than an SPF 30, you know that after a few hours you're supposed to reapply, and generally we're out and about. And how do you do that other than keeping the liquid in your car and then applying it over makeup that's finished? So it doesn't really work out that well. So I'm going to keep this in my car and give it a try. I'll let you know how it works as opposed to doing a review, and I'm hoping that it's going to do the trick for me. So the next thing I want to share with you is, yes, I did it. I broke down and I bought a new foundation. Did I need a new foundation? Absolutely not. But I've heard so much talk about the Guerlain foundations. Now, I know a lot of the reviews have been on the extreme, and I think the extreme is more for normal to oily. But what I ended up purchasing was, I purchased the Aqua. Now, my Guerlain counter had the gold, the aqua, and there's a new one that's I think called lingerie or something similar to that. And the nice thing about it is that once you're color matched, it's the same color in all three of those products. So I was color matched to an 02. So should I decide that I want to try the gold or I want to try the lingerie, I can go back and get the 02 without having to worry about recolor match. Or if I want to see if I can shop online, either at eBay or someplace that's having a sale, I don't have to worry about the color. I know that I'm 02 and I can go and order it with not having any issues. So I have to tell you that I absolutely love this foundation. Now I put it on today. I do have a primer on, but I didn't use a concealer and I didn't use a finishing powder because I wanted you to see the finish just by itself. I think the finish is so nice that you really don't need anything else. Now it's marketed as sort of a light to medium type coverage, although I don't really know why it can't be light to full, because it is so buildable. So if you want to do it light, you can take a moist sponge and feather it out that way, and you want to do it more medium, you can use a brush. I use the Sephora, I think it's the 55, the airbrush brush, and it went on beautifully. And what I did was, in areas that I would normally go in and conceal, I just used the foundation and went over a couple of those areas, and it just blended out beautifully. So it's really interesting because when Chanel changed the formula of their Vitalumiere and changed the color, they dropped my color, I went to the Armani, and I was really excited with the fact that I found another foundation that I really liked. But I have to tell you guys, I think this one wins out over both the Chanel, which I used to be madly in love with, and the Armani, which I like a lot. Absolutely love this foundation. So the last few items that I want to share with you are lip products. The first one is, I actually got this summer and forgot about showing it to you. Where I go to get my hair done in the summer, they also have a whole display of different types of makeup. And one of the days that I was there, they had a makeup artist there. And she was saying to people as they were checking out, would you like to have a free consultation done? Would I like to have a free makeup consultation done? Seriously? Of course I would. So I sat myself right down. These are the Devitt products. Now I purchased the lipstick because she put this gorgeous blush on me that initially I thought was going to be a problem. It was really pink, and she was really putting on me for quite a while, and I thought, she's going to give me the mirror and I'm going to look like, you know, da 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 da. That's a circuit sound. So I was really concerned, but when she gave me the mirror, it was beautiful, but she didn't have it, and she wrote it down for me, and of course I misplaced it, so I need to go back and check out to see what color it was. But in the meantime, I did buy the lipstick. It's a beautiful pink shade. like a pinky purple type of color, I would say. Really nice lipstick, really hydrating, really well pigmented. I've heard a lot of good things about the company, so I really like it. The color is Sayan, S-A-Y-A-N, and definitely worth checking these lipsticks out. So the last thing that I want to share with you is I don't know whether to call it a gift slash swap or really to come up with something totally different. And the reason that I'm saying that is that you know that Sandy, Thelma Lou 475, and I send things back and forth all the time. Being up in Canada, I guess they get a lot of the same brands that we get, but they don't get the delivery quite the same, and a lot of times they don't get the same colors that we get. So she'll be watching a YouTube video or reading about a new product that she really wants to try, and of course it's not available. So I'll get a frantic email or frantic tweet, and it will be, can you get this for me? I really want to try this out. And of course, if I can, I do, and I send it up to her. And then of course, likewise, I do the same when I find something that I want that I can't seem to find around here. And that's what happened with the new Burberry line that was out. Now I saw Lisa Eldridge do her initial review of it pretty much before I think it hit the market. So I have been watching to see when it would be available, and I checked with my counters a few times and they were expecting it in but didn't get in. So I sent the same frantic tweet and email back to Sandy and said, can you find it for me? And of course she did. So she picked up a lipstick and a lip gloss for me. The lipstick is in Cameo Pink. It is beautiful. Before I tell you about the product and show you the color, I have to tell you a couple of things that I've told you before about marketing and how they do packaging for certain products. The packaging on this is absolutely fabulous. You could almost put it on a counter like as a showpiece. For me, I'm not really crazy about that when they do that because it makes the product that much more expensive. But look at this. This is the Burberry design, and the Burberry design is on the lipstick. And the other thing is, which I think is the thing that I like the best about it, I know it's silly, but I hope this is going to come out so you can see that. It just sort of grabs it, twists it, and closes it. It's really unique, but I'm sure that's what makes it so expensive. Now, as far as the lipstick goes, this color is absolutely beautiful. I'm wearing it today. The consistency is beautiful. The pigmentation of it is beautiful. I mean, it's an absolutely gorgeous product. It is more expensive because the product is definitely a beautiful product, but it's definitely also more expensive because of the packaging, but I do love it. And the last thing that she got me is she got me the lip gloss, and you can see on the top of it is also the same Burberry design. And then, of course, it says Burberry down the front of it. Now, this is in the color Nutmeg, which I think is really interesting because what I did is I used my Gemma Kid lip liner, which is also Nutmeg, so I guess that's a popular color for the fall. And I used the Cameo Pick lipstick, and then I put over it this Nutmeg gloss. Beautiful gloss. I'd say that this is probably second to my Chanel, or pretty much even almost to the Chanel lip glosses. These are beautiful lip glosses. They're not sticky at all. The colors are beautiful. Just the feel on your lips is really nice. They're definitely great product, and they were definitely worth waiting for. So thanks, Sandy. So that's it, everybody. That's my haul. I hope everybody's been enjoying their weekend, and we'll speak to you soon. Take care.